There has never been a better time than now to come join the Bellisio Foods team. Bellisio has a new contract in place with plenty of awesome perks for their employees. From increased wages, access to the free health clinic, vacation after 6 months, and much more, Bellisio Foods is committed to putting their employees first. For more information or to apply, visit BellisioFoods.com/careers. Take advantage of these great new employee benefits and join the Bellisio team today. Visit BellisioFoods.com/careers to learn more.
Well, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And, of course, Jennifer here to start your morning with our good friend, Amanda. Hey! Fresh off her fun trip to Arizona.
Yeah, great time.
She brought us chocolate, and we got to try that on Friday, if you didn't see.
Absolutely.
It was good.
I still say I'm really proud of Courtney.
She does not like dark chocolate at all, and she did take one for the team.
And she doesn't like spicy.
She did. She did a really good job.
Yeah, she did good. Although you said it wasn't quite as spicy as you thought it might have been.
No, and I was glad for that. I thought it was going to, blow me out of the chair kind of thing. But no, it was exactly the right amount of, because you eat it, and you're like, okay, chocolate, wait for it,
right,
wait for it,
right.
wait for it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's the heat.
Yeah.
But it's not almost like a smoky, it's not hurts, burns
warm.
you.
It's just this, nice warm flavor and heat.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So it does put me in the mind of the Mexican hot chocolate and stuff like that, that you get, and it's fantastic. So yeah. So, but you had fun in Arizona.
Had a great time. Yep.
Good.
Yep. Ready to go back after the ice on my windshield this morning. That was not a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that's definitely is like a wake up call.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Wait. And Ethan said, it's just it turned all of a sudden, and I don't know where summer went. I said, well, it is October 18th.
See, this is the thing. I mean, it's shut up. We are so spoiled this fall. It has been gorgeous.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, and I've been playing Russian roulette with my plants. So
yes.
They're still outside, and
yes.
I'm a little afraid to go home this evening and see what they look like.
They're going to be a little perturbed at you, to say the least.
Yeah, it's time.
So I bought this. I need to take a picture. Actually, I did take a picture. But anyway, I'll show it to you. So I bought these rando bulbs at Walmart, on the sale rack or something, in spring.
Right.
And it was just flower bulbs. So I'm okay. Yeah. So I threw some of them in pots in my house, whatever. And there's this little plant that started growing, and it didn't do anything. And then it got rained on too much, and it kind of fell apart. And then the next thing I know, it started to come back. And I'm like, okay. So it's been growing all summer long. And I'm like, what is it? It's like a surprise, because you're like, what is this plant that's growing? Is it a weed? What is it? And all of a sudden, this past week, this big, yellow bloom started. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And it finally bloomed, and it is a dahlia.
Oh,
and
wow.
it is, I'm not kidding you, this thing is this big, and it's got all of these other blooms now that are starting.
Wow.
So I've been waiting all summer for this thing, but it is worth it. And so Jamie and I get up every day, and it's it gets bigger. The flower literally gets bigger every day. And now I'm like, oh, please don't freeze.
Yeah, right?
Because I don't want to bring it in. I don't think it would thrive.
No, sure.
And it is so pretty. And I'm like, you know what? You were worth the wait all summer.
Although, my dad brought in a pot of impatience that lasted through the entire winter.
No way.
Winter. Yeah. Remarkable. I don't know. Who knew, right?
Right, exactly. Anyway, but we digress. But no, you are here to talk about some really fun things going on with the Rotary Club.
I am.
Yes.
Everybody missed out on some of the booths that were normally at the Apple Festival this year. So
Correct.
The Lions Club did not have their booth. Rotary did not have their booth. I was very fortunate and got one of the Lions veals over the weekend that they were selling as part of their booth.
Yes.
And it was fantastic.
Of course.
She said it was one of the best veals he'd ever had.
There you go.
Very, very good. But Rotary is also making good on their Apple Festival booth by having a Rotary mushroom sale tomorrow.
That's right.
So we did do pre-orders. We asked people to do pre-orders a couple of weeks ago. However, if you didn't pre-order, but you still want some of those mushrooms, we will have some available until they're sold out.
Okay.
So that sale starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow at Christ United Methodist Church. You can just drive into the parking lot and we'll have somebody there to take your order. We do have the fried mushrooms, baked steak sandwiches with all the fixings, and fried pizza rolls. So, yep, you can still get those Rotary mushrooms. So exciting.
And fried pizza rolls. And baked steak.
Oh my goodness. Like, pizza rolls are okay, right? But when you deep fry them, it changes everything.
Oh. The heavens have unleashed.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we have the fried mushrooms for $5. You can get cocktail sauce or ranch for 50 cents extra.
Okay.
Baked steak sandwiches for $5 and pizza rolls for $3.
Whoop,
So 11 to 6, come on by Christ United Methodist Church. And then also this Saturday,
yes,
we're having Pints for Polio at 6 Cents Brewing Company.
That's exactly right.
As part of the fun run walk.
Yes.
That starts at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
So that'll be exciting. Come on out. Make sure you come by 6 Cents at 11 for the fun walk and run, and then stay, have some lunch, have a couple of beers. And for every beer that is sold between 11 and 7, $1 will go to Polio Plus, which is part of the Rotary International Foundation.
That's absolutely right. And, you know, the whole thing, one of Rotary's big deals is to eradicate polio.
That's
and,
right.
you know, every little bit helps. And what we can do here in our area is give.
Right, exactly. So we are having this event at 6 Cents on Saturday. Love for you to come by. Rotary will have a table set up independently from 6 Cents,
Yes.
where we will be selling 50-50 raffle tickets. You can also get your pinky painted purple to show that you have donated to help eradicate polio. And we'll be taking donations, talking to people about Rotary and what a great club it is. So come on out on Saturday. We will also have those coupons for the Dough for Donuts. So if you'd like to give a $2 donation, we will give you a coupon to take up to the downtown treatery for a free donut. And
hello.
Those coupons, $1 goes to Polio Plus and $1 goes to local scholarships. So it's a win-win, really.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, after this weekend with our dog event, man, our 6 Cents patrons and guests are the best. And so please come out this weekend again and, you know, help out for a wonderful, wonderful cause. And you guys will be there to answer questions and stuff.
We'll be there.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I'll be there most of the day, and then we'll have some other Rotarians there as well. So stop by if you have any questions, or if you just want to know what Rotary does and some of the projects we've done over the years and how you can be involved and put service above self, then we're there to tell you about that as well. So it'll be a fun event, and I want to thank you, thank 6 Cents for, you know, allowing us to have that event there and to supporting.
Absolutely.
And then also the Downtown Treatery for all they've done this month as well, and then our folks at Belicio for the pizza rolls.
That's right. That's right. So much stuff going on this week for Rotary.
I know. It's going to be a fun week.
Yes, absolutely. And it is not too late to get those mushrooms and pizza rolls.
That's right. So make sure you stop by tomorrow, Christ United Methodist Church.
That's right. And if you don't know, that's the one right beside the police station right here in Jackson. The big, the one that has a big family life center. And if you just pull into the parking lot, you'll see lots and lots of cars there.
Yep. We'll have signs out. So they're on the corner of Portsmouth and Broad.
That's right. Good morning, Miss Barbara. We love you.
Morning. An icy morning that it is.
Yes. We were discussing that. Yeah. A little ice on the windshield. Yeah. But yes, we have been spoiled. So with the weather.
That's so true.
We cannot complain.
Absolutely.
So, all right. But help the Rotary out this week, tomorrow and also Saturday at the brewery.
Oh, and don't forget too, Thursday night is the chamber banquet. The Jackson area chamber banquet is Thursday night. So if you have not gotten your tickets yet,
that's right.
Call Hubbard and Daniels and talk to Trisha. She'll get you set up.
That's right. And a good time will be had by all.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, cool. Anything else?
I think that's it for this week.
All right. Well, thank you.
Everybody wants to hear the news, so we'll get on to Pete.
Our friend Pete Wilson is here to do the news, and so we will get to that in a moment. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
It's always fun. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks.
You know that.
Yeah. Until next time.
All right. Well, let's head over to the weather forecast where it is looking pretty. You got to go this way. We've thrown everything into a tizzy with our new system here. So yeah, weather forecast is looking really, really pretty for today. Looks like sunshiny skies, highs of 68 and lows of 41. Tomorrow, Wednesday, just about the same. Boy, those temperatures are getting a little cooler overnight, though. But highs around in the low 70s and then down into the mid 40s to lower 50s. So not too bad still. And then those temperatures will remain pretty moderate throughout the week. A little bit of rain in the forecast later on in the week, but that's okay. We can use some sometimes.
Sure, as long as it's wet and it's not white.
Snow, yes,
Right.
yes.
Right.
They can keep that out in Utah.
We will live with that.
Yes. I did see this morning before you get to the local news that I think the United States has lost someone very, very special this morning. I know I heard that Colin Powell had passed away, and that was just a sad thing to hear.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of service for this country.
Right. Just I had not heard that, and that saddens me too. Just his whole demeanor just kind of exuded class.
Yes. Absolutely.
Restraint. Said what he needed to say. Never made things personal, and certainly had a very tough job, whether he was in the military or in the government. Correct.
Absolutely. And said he passed away this morning. He had been battling, I think, some cancer, but actually passed away of some COVID-related illness. So sorry to hear about that. All right, so Pete, you have lots and lots of news, it looks like, this morning.
Right, yeah, we do. We may spill over a little bit into maybe when I come back on Thursday, but we'll talk about the most important things right now. Okay, we're going to start off with something positive.
Woo!
And that is we want to salute our band programs, particularly the Oak Hill Marching Oaks and the Wellston Marching Golden Rockets. That is an iconic scene that I'm sure is going to go in the digital scrapbook of a lot of Oak Hill band members, leaders, and
That's
parents.
Pretty cool.
That is Bryce Werns, his back to the camera, as he leads the Marching Oaks in their performance at Ohio Stadium. And there you can see the Big O in the middle of the field, and that's exactly where the Marching Oaks were at 11:45 a.m. last Saturday as part of what they call the Buckeye Invitational, where the Ohio State band program invites high school bands from all over the state. You just don't show up. You got to be invited, and you perform. And that is exactly what they did. And so congratulations to them. I know that had to be a major thrill, making that trip and being on that field, the same place where the best damn band in the land does their script high and so forth.
That is neat.
So congratulations to the band. They will be back for another thrill on October the 30th.
I know.
When they perform,
like 2 in a row.
When they perform at the Skull Session before the Ohio State-Penn State game.
Very cool.
All right, we go to the northern end of the county, and we have to congratulate the Wellston Golden Rocket Marching Band and their director Emily Talley for the 16th year in a row, continuing a tradition of excellence that started some time ago. Obviously, they have qualified for the state finals of the Ohio Music Education Association.
All right.
That is, the ultimate state competition. And how you qualify for this, you go to local or area competitions where you are adjudicated. You accumulate so many points, and then you qualify. You try to qualify for state competition, and Wellston has done that 16 years in a row. Now, they didn't do it last year because of what.
Mm-hmm. The Rona.
But the band broke through last Saturday in a competition at Athens. You see the big bulldog in the middle of the field there. That happened at what I think they call that Joe Burrow Stadium now or something like that.
That wouldn't be a shocker.
No, exactly not. And that is some of the Wellston band members out there on the field in their stance after the awards were announced. So congratulations to them. They got the royal procession back into Wellston afterwards, fire department, police department, or whatever, leading them into town with the lights flashing and all community pride at work. So congratulations to both of those band programs. Of course, it's been busy for all of our band programs because, the high school football season, parades, competitions, etc. So congratulations to all of them, including, the Jackson Marching Ironmen here in Jackson under Ryan Hurd, and the Vinton County Marching Vikings under Casey Knox. So now we go back to the regular news. And one of the big things that happened at the Jackson School Board meeting last week was that the school board approved a resignation agreement with former treasurer Rachel Strasser.
Okay.
Rachel had been the treasurer for some time there in Jackson, and then she was put on paid leave for a while, and Brenda Hill was brought in as interim treasurer, and she continues in that role.
Okay.
And this has been quite a few months that this took place, and a lot of things behind closed doors happening there, a lot of things we don't know. But what we do know, last Tuesday, the board and Rachel Strasser came up with what they call a resignation agreement, where she's going to receive some money that she's owed because she was under contract.
Okay.
And she has agreed to resign. And they will. There's been no action against Rachel in any way, or any action by Rachel against the school district either. But some things were happening behind the scenes, and the resignation agreement calls for her to receive, the money that she's owed for this month in pay, as well as $28,000 in back money owed, on vacation that she had accrued. And one section of the agreement says, and I'll just read what it says, and then you can read into it what you want. It says that the board agrees to waive all claims and forever release Strasser from any and all claims of any nature whatsoever in any form, whether known or unknown, arising from or in any way related to Strasser's employment with the board from the beginning of the time up and to including the date of this agreement, except for any state auditor of state findings for recovery. There are audits done of governmental entities on a regular basis, and if something doesn't come out right, there can be what they call a finding for recovery, which usually means that there is some missing or misspent money.
Okay.
Now, that has not happened yet. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, because I know not too long ago there was an audit that was released by the state for the school district, and it came back with no problems. Now, if there was some other audit that followed that, or some special audit, I don't know.
Okay.
But a lot of this information, obviously, behind closed doors. But for the time being, Brenda Hill will continue as the interim treasurer, and Rachel Strasser's tenure as the treasurer for the Jackson City School District has come to an end. All right, we want to jump over the county line because this is important. Rural King. A major thing has happened in Pike County.
Rural King. Okay.
Rural King. There's Rural King right there. They got it's a big chain. There's not any in Jackson County, but there's one in Waverly. There's one I think up at Circleville.
Yes.
And it kind of puts you in mind of Farm and Fleet, kind of a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a Tractor Supply-ish store, a little different.
Right, and somebody has said that it's as big as Walmart. Now, that I don't know whether it's true or not. That's just talk.
It is a big store.
It has become a growing chain. Well, anyway, they have a big store in Waverly, and they're going to expand and do some sort of distribution center there, where it's going to lead to lots more employment. And all this happened through the economic development arm in the state, in the region, and of course in Pike County as well. A $33 million investment to purchase and remove and renovate a building there for a warehouse that will be just outside Waverly in the Zons Corner area. That's just if you're on 32 and you're kind of driving into Waverly the back way, you would pass where that is. It's not too far off 32, but it's going to create a lot of jobs. 200 new jobs, as a matter of fact, on top of what they already have. They already employ over 500 non-retail employees in the Waverly operations. So, we're talking about office, warehousing, distribution, not just the retail store. So all that is coming. And as we all know, this is what the economic development people say, and it makes sense. When something happens nearby, even if it isn't in your town or in your county. It helps you because, money flows, people are employed, it's not all that far to drive to Waverly or Piketon or wherever for a job, a good job. So that is certainly good economic development news. All right, we also want to salute the Jackson City Auditor's Office. For the second year in a row, they have won an Auditor of State Award, and there is the audit staff right there recently when Keith Faber came to town. Now, Keith Faber is the state auditor. That's as high as you get, and he came to town to
aren't we
present
fancy?
This commendation. Exactly. And if you go from left to right there is Nancy Deering of the state or of the city auditor's office. She's an account clerk. You have Mr. Keith Faber, the state auditor. You have Brett Reed, who is the city auditor. Jackson Mayor Randy Evans, proud as a peacock, standing with him, and that's Barbara Benson, who is one of the assistant auditors there on the staff as well. And so this is the Barbara Benson is the assistant deputy auditor. I got her title right, and what they all wanted to say was they wanted to salute the late Wendy Sexton, who was the deputy auditor in the city of Jackson for many years. And she has been acknowledged by Brett Reed himself as being, the glue of the office.
Absolutely.
He called her the functioning auditor. That's her expert. He says he manages people and she manages the auditing. And of course, she passed away not too long ago. And during this period where they won the Auditor of State Award, for basically it means that you had a great audit, a clean audit, things were done right. And this doesn't happen just because you don't have a problem. It has to be, nearly a perfect audit. And less than 10% of all the entities audited win the Auditor of State Award. And the Jackson City Auditor's Office has won it twice in a row. So this story will be in our Wednesday paper. We're going to be posting it online as well. Okay, now tell me if I'm wrong. I believe you're going to have a guest later this week. I believe Lisa Warrens is coming in from the Jackson County Board of Aging. Is that right, on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, yes.
All right, so I'm not going to steal her thunder, but I will give you a little hint. The Jackson County American Cancer Society's Festival of Trees was going to end this year. Some people did not know that.
Didn't know that.
For different reasons that maybe Lisa will explain. Well, Lisa jumped in there on behalf of the Jackson County Board of Aging and basically is taking over the Festival of Trees. It's going to have a new name, the Festival of Lights, but it will be a lot like it has been in the past with the decorated trees, raising money for a good cause. That good cause, instead of the Cancer Society, is going to be the Board of Aging.
Love that. So cool.
So Lisa, who is a great ambassador for the Board of Aging, does a great job out in the public, does fundraisers to try to help make the ends meet there with their program. She is going to be in here Wednesday to talk all about that. So congratulations to them. Bottom line, the Festival of Trees becomes the Festival of Lights. It will still be that weekend before Thanksgiving. Not the weekend of Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving at the Memorial Auditorium.
Isn't that just such a great way to kick off the holiday season?
Right, it certainly is. It certainly is. It kind of puts you in the mood there because of all the trees and so forth. And people go to great lengths to decorate those trees, and then some very generous people step up to buy them. So anyway, why do we have, every now and then, it rolls around, you hear about it, vandalism in cemeteries, particularly rural cemeteries? Why do people want to do this kind of damage?
It's the lowest of the low.
Right. Well, it happened again here in our local area, and I'm sure we don't even get all the reports, but we learned that the Salem Cemetery, which is one of our nice rural cemeteries, it's in Milton Township off State Route 124.
Yeah.
You go to Wellston, or not from Wellston, but about 5 or 6 miles east of Wellston on State Route 124 if you're driving towards Vinton County out that way. That's where Salem Cemetery is, just off Salem Road there. And the township trustee out there, Philip Thompson, was the one who reported this, and that's where I learned about it. But it happened sometime early this month, but several gravestones were knocked over, windows were broken in the church that is out there, the Salem Church. A Bible had been thrown atop the church's roof. They even took a Bible and threw it up on the roof.
What is wrong with people?
This has been reported to the sheriff's office, of course, and Philip Thompson and the sheriff's office asked that anyone who may know anything about it, if they saw anything suspicious, they heard maybe something about this happening and who might be responsible, you're asked to please call the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. That number is 286-6464. All right. We also want to salute some retirees who were honored at the September meeting of the Jackson City Board of Education. I should have said this sooner because, when teachers go for their whole career there, they've served the public very well. And the retirees who were honored at the Jackson School Board meeting in September were, and they're some familiar faces, although they're behind their masks there in our picture. From left to right, if you're looking at the picture, you have Heidi Kaiser, who's a teacher in the Jackson City School District. Then you have Kim Harlish representing the Jackson City Board of Education. Kathy Strong, who at the time of her retirement was a secretary out at Southview, and Annette Hall, another teacher. So those three retirees were honored, recognized at the September meeting of the Jackson City Board of Education. The Board of Education, really all of our boards of education, are very good about thanking retiring employees, not only teachers, but all employees for their long service. And it's always a nice gesture to do that publicly at a school board meeting. Of course, we are just about 2 weeks out from the November 2 general election, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about the election as we go on. Today, I want to mention the candidates for school board. We have contested school board races in 3 of our 4 school districts here in Jackson and Vinton counties.
Yes.
In the Jackson City Board, the Jackson City Board of Education, there are 2 seats available. Alice Smith and Kim Harlish are both running for re-election. However, Robert Bob Kite, longtime teacher, administrator, athletic director in the Jackson City School District, now retired. He is seeking a seat, as is Maureen Putker, who lives here in Jackson, and she is a retired bus driver. All 4 of those are seeking those 2 seats. For the Wellston City Board of Education, there are 3 seats up. The incumbents are Terry Gill and Jennifer Ousley Pittman. They are running again. Gretchen Crabtree, who has been on the Wellston City Board of Education for a long time, is not running for re-election. But there are 2 other candidates that are running in addition to Terry Gill and Jennifer Ousley Pittman. They are Roger Rader, who is running. He's a former school board member, and he used to also be on Wellston City Council. And the other the other candidate who is running is very well known as well. John Jackson does some construction work out of Wellston. He is running as a write-in candidate. So those 4 are seeking 3 available seats for the Wellston City Board of Education. Now, Nathan Mullahan had filed as a write-in candidate. He has not, as far as I know, officially withdrawn with the Board of Elections, but he personally told me that he is no longer actively seeking that office. In the Oak Hill Union Local Board of Education, we don't have any drama, no contest at all. The incumbents are Joe Elsess, Mike French Jr., and Paula Stewart. All of them are incumbents, and all of them are unopposed. 3 seats up, 3 people running.
Okay. Makes it easy, huh?
It does. In the Vinton County Board for the Vinton County School Board, there are 2 seats up, 3 seats up rather, and there are 4 people that are seeking those seats for the Vinton County Local School Board. Cindy Strasbaugh is an incumbent. Scarlett Newton, Laura Martin, and Scott Phelps are challengers. So there's 4 people seeking 2 seats. The other incumbent, Jeff Thacker, who's been on the school board for a long time, different stints, is not running for re-election. So you have 4 people there running for 2 seats. Now, we talked about it on TV. Of course, we hope that we'll be on the radio and maybe even the TV covering the election returns. But in the paper, we are doing profiles of the candidates who are contested. Because not that it isn't important if you're not contested, but people have a decision to make with the contested candidates. So we ask candidates whether they're incumbents or challengers for profiles, and we've got a pretty good response. And we are going to start running that information, publishing that information this week. We hope to have the school board candidates from Jackson and Wellston in this next paper, and all the rest in Saturday's edition. And that will be plenty of time before our November 2 election. All right, back to some fun stuff. The Oak Hill Chamber of Commerce did have a successful pumpkin walk on Saturday. I was there, and there was a big crowd. There was a lot of people who were there participating as entrants. There were lots of public there to see the decorated pumpkins, decorated lighted pumpkins, and there were there were lots of parents there to see, their kids enter their pumpkins. But you could do it as an adult too. All together, Jennifer, believe it or not, there at Central Memorial Park, lining that serpentine sidewalk, 100 lit pumpkins.
Wow.
60 entries from kids, 10 entries from adults, and the chamber, just to make it even bigger, threw in 30 decorated pumpkins of their own.
Wow, that is so cool.
Right. And the winners were, first of all, we want to salute Rachel Puckett, and she has won before, and she won again this year, the best of show.
Did.
There it is. Now, how neat is that?
That is so good.
Rachel, I think, is a student at Oak Hill High School. She's also the daughter of Total Media employees
of our own
Frank and Ray Anna Puckett.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. And Rachel, you have 4 pumpkins there, believe it or not, in a barnyard scene. Of course, you have the barn, the red pumpkin.
She's so creative.
Right, it is. And then you got the little piggy on top. You got a lamb and a cow on the bottom there.
Yeah.
All in the fence there in the barnyard. So how neat is that? The other winners were, and we saw their pictures a moment ago, best carved was Whitley Berry. The best painted was Dakota Puckett. That is Rachel's brother.
Yes.
Scariest pumpkin was Kendall Floyd. The funniest pumpkin was Oakland Davis. And the best adult entry, that's the big kid there in the middle, Jamie Scott.
The big
kid. But take a look at those pumpkins. They were great.
That is
And so congratulations
really cool.
to the Oak Hill Chamber of Commerce. They've been doing that for 12 years now.
Such
and
a
it
good
is a
event.
great pre-Halloween event, just like the other festivals we have. The only thing they can't control is the weather, but it was perfect. A little crisp fall night on Saturday, moon above.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. All right, now we're going to tell you about some good sports that are happening. All right, we're going to shift to sports because there was a lot that happened this past weekend. First of all, we want to salute Oak Hill High School senior Cameron Maple. Cameron Maple qualified for the state golf tournament, and there he is with his golf clubs. It's not very often that we have a kid from Jackson County make it to the state golf tournament, but Cameron did, representing Oak Hill High School. And there were, I think, 68 golfers in Division II. These are the very best golfers in the state.
Yes.
And Cameron was able to finish in a tie for 53rd.
Wow,
And,
that's so good.
You're talking about, a lot of places, very honestly, where it's wealthier, there's more golf courses,
in the whole
there's
state.
more golf schools and all like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that Cameron was going against probably had those advantages. But Cameron obviously is very special himself, and we congratulate him for finishing 53rd in the state golf tournament. The last boy that I remember making the state golf tournament was here from in Jackson, Morgan Dobbins.
Yep.
Remember him?
He ended up winning, didn't he?
He did very well. I can't remember exactly how he did.
I think he won.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
When you get to when you get to the state, you're already.
It doesn't matter. Like just getting there is insane.
All right. Also from Oak Hill High School, their boys cross country team won the Southern Ohio Conference Division II meet. And there they are.
Good job,
Congratulations to the golfers. Congratulations to their coach, Anna Allen. And that is very special because Oak Hill is one of the smaller schools in SOC Division II, and they won the whole dang thing. So congratulations to them. Congratulations. I want to mention some of their runners. Javi Misquire, Walker Foble, Connor Clark, Reagan Michael, and Colin Bowling all finished in the top 16 spots in the SOC Division II. The secret for Oak Hill was they didn't have anyone that won the race, but everybody did well. And everybody's race where you finish against the competition counts for points.
Gotcha.
The low score wins. So if you finish first, it's 1 point and so forth and so on. So that's how it works. Low score in golf, low score in cross country. All right, the Vinton County High School cross country team did pretty well too. They finished second in the TVC Ohio cross country meet. I believe the girls were third, but a young man, a freshman by the name of Samuel Reynolds finished second in that whole meet, finishing behind the winner from Athens. So Samuel Boyd. Samuel Boyd. I was getting him mixed up with Jim Reynolds. I'm thinking of Jim Reynolds from Jackson. Samuel Boyd of Vinton County finished second. And of course, you can't do much better than that other than first. We also individually want to congratulate Jackson High School senior Katie Brown. She is a senior volleyball player. And yes, that is the Apple Festival Queen this year. And there
she doesn't have her tiara on there.
There is Katie in her volleyball outfit, not with the tiara or the gown or anything. Number 6. All Katie did was, in the tournament this Saturday down at River Valley, she was able to achieve her 1,000th dig. Now, a dig is a volleyball term where you keep the ball from hitting the ground. So that's why they wear those pads on their knees and so forth. Because you're hitting the floor all the time. You have to be very quick. And when you get a dig, it may lead to your team getting a point or avoiding getting the other team getting a point. And that is Jay Martin there on the left, her head coach, and her assistant coach there at her other shoulder. So congratulations to Katie Brown for dig number 1,000. Remember, we saluted Cameron Carr of Wellstone for 1,000 assists not too long ago. And then Cameron Zinn from Vinton County for 2,500 assists. All those are volleyball terms. By the way, tonight, the Vinton County Lady Vikings, 20-1. How is that for a record, Jennifer? They start their tournament at home against Warren Local. And so we are now getting into tournament play for some of our fall sports. Of course, golf, they already had their state tournament. Cross country will be having their state tournament or their district tournament coming up this weekend. Soccer will be playing their first games this week. Volleyball already underway as well. So I believe that, we want to mention on cross country, Jackson cross country. This was on Thursday. I got to remember, this was after I was up here on Thursday, so I don't want to leave this out, for goodness sake. Olivia Kennedy, who we know so well.
We do.
There she is running in the Frontier Athletic Conference meet that was last Thursday at Jackson High School. So it was special. It was home. Olivia won the whole thing.
Way to go.
She finished first for Jackson High School and among all the runners from the Frontier Athletic Conference. Jackson, I think, finished third for the girls. The boys finished second behind Chillicothe. Chillicothe won both the boys and the girls meet. But on the boys' side, for cross country, Matthew Gibson and Chris Hughes were second and third. And Griffin Peters was ninth. And for the girls, Addie Wechter was sixth. And, of course, Olivia Kennedy was first. So congratulations to all those teams and all those runners for an outstanding performance this past weekend. Okay, on the football field, the Jackson Ironmen continue to win. They defeated Miami Trace 49-14. This was a showdown game between two teams that were undefeated in the Frontier Athletic Conference. They had the same record, 6-2, but Jackson showed that
they whipped up on them pretty good.
They showed that if they were the superior team. And I'm showing you this picture. James has it up there. That's Jacob Winters, and Jacob deserves to have his picture on TV. That's him carrying the ball, but he did most of his damage throwing it. He is the Ironmen's quarterback. All he did was complete 15 of 24 passes for 347 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Holy moly.
Right.
Good
and
job.
the high school games are not as long as the college or pro games, so he did a lot of business.
Yeah.
Miami Trace decided that what they were going to do against the Ironmen, who have a great offense, they're going to stop the run. So he just threw.
So we just started throwing.
And he just didn't throw the ball dink here and there. He threw the ball deep. Tristan Prater, who is a senior split end and one of Jackson's best players, had 8 catches for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, I've been the longtime statistician for Jackson High School. I do that every year, but there is no Jackson High School record book. I didn't inherit any. There's a bunch of one-year things that are on file, but nobody has ever compiled everything. But I would not doubt that Jacob Winters' 347-yard performance and Tristan Prater's 210-yard receiving performance may well be best single-game performances in the history of Jackson High School. If somebody knows difference, you tell me. But I don't remember either.
Well, you've been there a couple of years.
I don't remember either, and I've not lost my mind yet either. So.
Pete, it sounds like if you ever do retire, you have a retirement project.
Yes,
now.
There you go.
You're right. I actually started on it.
Do you keep all of the stats and stuff so that you could compile it someday?
I have them on individual files all the way back to 2000 something, and then before that on paper. It's digital and paper both. I'll have to find all the stuff and whatever.
Wow.
But I presume that when I turned it over to the school and the coach each year, they kept it. But there were different coaches, different athletic directors, and just never has been done.
Huh.
So, but anyway, we'll look at old clippings for way back when, and we might be able to come up with some kind of record. A lot of schools have it. Unfortunately, Jackson High School does not. But the Ironmen defeated Miami Trace 49-14. They are in first place in the Frontier Athletic Conference. If they beat Chillicothe this Friday at Alumni Stadium in the regular season finale, they are the undisputed league champions. Now, last year, Jackson went to Chillicothe, same situation, tied with Chillicothe. They were favored to win, and they did not. Chillicothe upset them. No championship for Jackson. I think the Ironmen remember that. So they're going to be gunning for a championship and for a little revenge, too. Also, the playoffs start the week after next, and the Ironmen right now are ranked second in their region. Division III, Region 11 is their area, and there's 16 teams that make the playoffs. If you finish in the top 8, you get a home game. Right now, Jackson is second. Jackson is guaranteed a home game, maybe even a home game the second round, but you have to win in the first round to do that. So we will see. Elsewhere, in a big game up at Vinton County, unfortunately not good news for our local team there, the Nelsonville York Buckeyes defeated the Vinton County Vikings 20-7. That game was for the lead in the Tri-Valley Conference Ohio Division, just like, the Jackson-Miami Trace game was for the Frontier Athletic Conference. Nelsonville won 20-7. They remain undefeated in the TVC Ohio. Vinton County has one loss. So the only way that Vinton County could get a share of the title, it would be if they win this weekend when they play Wellston, which won't be easy, and if Nelsonville gets upset by Athens, and they are favored in their regular season finale.
But you never know.
Speaking of the Rockets, they defeated Meigs 35-28, and they are now 5-4 overall, and only 4-1 in the TVC Ohio.
That was a good game.
That means it's mathematically possible if Athens upsets Nelsonville and Wellston beats Vinton County in the regular season finale at Vinton County, there would be a tie for first place between Wellston and Nelsonville. Mm-hmm. Vinton County would have 2 losses and they would be out. So there's still a lot on the line for these teams. And, does Wellston and Vinton County really need a conference situation to get fired up to play each other?
No.
Absolutely not. That's why they always play in the regular season finale. That will be at Vinton County. And the only other game this weekend involving our local team wasn't until Saturday. Remember, the Oaks had their game rescheduled for Saturday. And it was at Lucasville Valley because Portsmouth West, they've got work going on at their stadium at their own high school, and so they have to look around and borrow somebody's field every week that they have a home game. Mm-hmm. This time, it had to be on Saturday because there was no fields apparently available on Friday, if that was the reason. But they changed it to Saturday. Correct. They played at Valley. West is very good, and they showed that in a 56-7 victory over Oak Hill. The Oak Hill Oaks finished their regular season this Friday on the road against Waverly. Okay. All right. Also want to tell you on the traffic front, the Ohio Department of Transportation is closing a section of Broadway Street in Wellston. That is beginning today. It will be closed for a total of 10 days. Of course, Broadway Street right downtown, pretty busy. The closure will be in effect Monday through Friday, not all day. It's just 7 a.m. to 5 from Railroad Avenue to Park Avenue. So that section of Broadway, because they're doing work on a railroad crossing, will be completely closed. Not too hard for the locals to go around there, but if you're going down Broadway, you're not going to be able to get through during the day. Also, we want to tell you that Wilkesville and Zaleski have announced their trick-or-treat and Halloween activity dates. They're going to do it on Sunday, October 31st, the real Halloween. Wilkesville is having trick-or-treat from 6 to 7 p.m. There's also going to be a trunk-or-treat on Wilton Street. Residents passing out candy are asked to keep their porch lights on. That will tell the beggars whether a home is in business or not.
Correct.
All right. Also, the village of Zaleski on the north end of the county, they're going to have trick-or-treat from 5 to 7 p.m. also on Halloween. We'll go over all the trick-or-treat and Halloween activities on Thursday. Okay. But for the most part, in Jackson County, it's on Saturday, October the 30th, the Saturday right before Halloween. Trick-or-treat will be 5:30 to 7 in Jackson, Colton, and Oak Hill, and 5 to 7 in Wellston. Charlie Hudson's giving them an extra half hour. All right.
Well, isn't he nice?
Isn't he a nice guy? All right. We also want to tell you that the fire department in Hamden, which is very active in the community, they're going to sponsor and organize a Veterans Day parade in the village, and it's going to be on Saturday, November 6th. Not on Veterans Day, but on Saturday, November 6th. They are inviting units to take part. The procession will line up at 11 a.m. on Central Avenue and Stanton Avenue. That's right on the main drag, right off 93. The parade will begin at noon. They will go from Stanton Avenue to State Route 93 and then go down the main highway all the way to Fox Street. Now, if you want to have a unit in the parade, call the Hamden Volunteer Fire Department at 384-2651. That's 740-384-2651. And I'm sure that they would be glad to have you. They just want to know that you're coming. All right. Let's see, what else can we tell you about? Well, I think that we already talked about Rotary, didn't we?
Yep.
But that is tomorrow at the Family Life Center. You were supposed to pre-order your mushrooms, but Amanda tells us that they're going to have a few.
They have some
extras. A few extra there, and so you're not out of luck if you didn't pre-order. But I would
get there early.
I would get there early there at the Family Life Center.
Definitely get there early.
And speaking of the Family Life Center, the Kiwanis Club of the Jackson area is having their annual spaghetti dinner on Monday, October 25th. That is a week from this evening. It will be 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It will be at the Family Life Center, same place where the Rotary is doing the mushroom sale. And like last year, the spaghetti dinner will be carry out only. Okay. No sit down deal, but you can.
Hey, that worked out really well though. You just drove up, they handed you your food, and
they had a pretty good.
They were slick.
They had a pretty good relay going on that.
Yeah.
It's only $6 per person, and for that price, you'll get spaghetti with sauce. And I know that Mike Gambino personally supervises the sauce, or maybe it's his wife Becky, or both of them have their hands in the sauce. I think they both do. But obviously they know what they're doing on the spaghetti. We know that from our own experience. But along with that spaghetti and homemade sauce, there will be salad, a dinner roll, and a dessert, all for just $6. There will also be a raffle taking place where it's going to be a great prize package. And for the raffle, it's $5 per ticket, or 5 tickets for $20. And there are a bunch of raffle prizes available, including a 6-person VIP pass to African Wildlife Safari Park, a bunch of gift certificates to local restaurants, gift baskets, all sorts of things that you can win if your name gets drawn on that raffle. Seems like a good investment for only $5 per ticket. And all you need to do on that, you can hook up on their Facebook page or from any Kiwanis member.
That's
I believe you can probably purchase a raffle ticket maybe when you go through the line. Doesn't say that, but I'm guessing you probably can.
I'll bet you can.
All right. And then the only other one we want to tell you about is the Ladle of Love Thanksgiving meal that is coming up. The Ladle of Love is a Christian ministry run out of the Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church, but it's really an individual thing that is done by Christina Sexton Embody and other volunteers. Christina, just a good-hearted person. She has a 4-H group. She wanted to do the ladle of love to see that people who need a meal, once or twice a month, can get it. And after COVID hit, and you couldn't do the sit-down meals because that's how they did it at first. She turned it into a delivery and carry-out thing, and that's how it's done now to make it safer. Well, they're going to do a big Thanksgiving meal this year as a special thing, in addition to their delivery carry-out meals. It's going to be on Saturday, November the 20th, which is the Saturday before Thanksgiving. It will be at the Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church, which is at 10595 Chillicothe Pike, just outside Jackson. It will be a full Thanksgiving dinner with all the trimmings. It'll be served at 3 different times: 11 a.m. to 12 a.m., 12 p.m., and 1 p.m. So this is one where they're actually going to be able to do a sit-down dinner, but they're going to have 3 different serving times, so there's not so many people there at once. This will allow them to maintain social distancing and be able to do disinfecting procedures in between the shifts. She also wanted to assure anybody who plans to attend this meal that it will be made COVID-friendly as possible. Meals will also be delivered to the 250 people that are already on their list. And if you want to get on the list, all you need to do is contact Christina Sexton Embody by calling her at 740-688-1900. That's 740-688-1900. Or make a connection through the Ladle of Love Facebook page. You can PM them, personal message them, and then get a dinner that way as well. When I see the type of work that goes in that, it's all volunteer thing. They get donations, they spend their own money, they get in there and cook. it's just, I mean, I know there's many projects like this, but Christina and her group really deserves it, because
it's such a fitting name for what they do.
Right, the Ladle of Love.
Yeah.
Right, and that isn't like, you know, a local thing that has coming off some national or state thing or some big charity organization.
No, this is just somebody's passion.
They're doing it on their own.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. God bless them.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, so we've wrapped it up. We got through it.
We did. Hey, I did want to give a shout out to everyone that showed up at the brewery on Saturday for our Furry Friends fundraiser. It worked out really well. And I think we had
a good day, didn't you?
Oh, man. It started out raining when I woke up, and I was like, oh, no. And then it was like right on cue. The sun came out, and it was just a beautiful fall day. Mm-hmm. And I think we had about 6 or 7 pound dogs that got to go on the walk.
Good.
But did want to thank the Leo's Club from the high school who came, and those kids are fantastic, and they helped man things and walked some of the dogs, and had one very, very energetic, lovely lady, I won't say her name, came and ran with one of the dogs, and she ran that dog 3 miles, and he was still raring to go. He was having a blast, and so it was just a good day. The doggies got out. They got their exercise. They got tons and tons of love and hugs and treats. And but thank you to everybody who donated money, donated also the supplies.
Right. And
there were tons of stuff there.
Right. And somebody should thank you and Sixth Sense for being willing to pull all that together.
Oh, no, that's our pleasure. That's fun.
Well, someone's got to be willing to do that. And so that was good of you to do that.
Well, it was fun. And thanks, of course, to Jen Hughes and all the gang at the Dog Pound, because they work tirelessly it's just insane the amount of work that they do out there and the good that they do for the animals, and it's probably a pretty thankless job.
I would say that it is.
They deserve all the accolades they get.
It keeps coming at them. I would hate to be in the position where you're looking those dogs in the face every day, wanting to do something to try to make their life better and to find them a home. And
correct.
That is the thing that Deb Fout has been able to do since she took over the pound. And before that, there were efforts made too. I remember some of those folks too.
Oh yeah.
The pound used to be a place where there just wasn't much hope.
Well, dogs went to die basically.
Right. They had weekly euthanasia sessions. And that wasn't anybody's fault. It was just the way it was until somebody decided to try to change it.
That's right, and they do such a good job. And if you see them out and about, thank them for what they do.
Absolutely.
So, and get your dog tags. You know why? Number 1, it gets your dog back home. Number 2, that's how they fund the pound. That's how they pay for all of the things, and of course donations and things like that too. But the dog tags are their main source of revenue, and that's why it's important to get those.
Right, and it is the law. It isn't just
it isn't
just a good thing to do.
Don't get mad.
It isn't a volunteer thing. It is the law, and I know that it will be enforced locally. You'll pay twice the amount that is the listed price for a dog license, and you could receive a citation beyond that.
You can get a fine as well
because you are breaking the law, and that is a matter of fact.
You may think it's stupid, you may think whatever, but it is the law, and they're just following it.
Exactly.
But no, it was a great day. Had some staff members come and help too, and that was much appreciated. Some friends, and it was just fun. So, yeah, love that. And of course, the Pints for Polio is this coming weekend on Saturday at the brewery too. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to do something good every Saturday in conjunction with our fun club.
Right, and probably somebody may have noticed we went through the news and hardly mentioned the word COVID, and that is because some of the information that comes up on a weekly basis just isn't in hand by the time we go on the air. Sometimes we get it later on Monday, and we'll put that information out the very latest, on our website and Facebook, and in the next print edition that we can. We'll talk about it on TV as well. But there was a clinic that was held at the Family Life Center last Saturday. Haven't heard how that can go, but we'll keep telling you about it. On the vaccinations, there is an opportunity to get them. There'll be scheduled clinics. They'll have them in Jackson County. They'll have them in Vinton County. And we're now at the point where, you can get appointments set up by making contacts with the local health departments individually. You may not be able to just walk in. I'm not saying you can't, don't know that you can, but you can certainly make an appointment and get that vaccination, whether it's a first vaccination or a booster shot for if you're in that category for the Pfizer.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I did see last Friday they approved Johnson & Johnson for that booster shot as well. Now, I don't know at this particular moment, I'm not speaking for the health department or the doctors or anything like that. I don't know if it's available yet, but it has been approved. And so if you got that Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the FDA has said we can give you that booster.
Right. And one of the information that was put out late last week, I don't think I mentioned it on television on Thursday, but once again, it is an eye-opener. Holzer Health System put out a Facebook post. 46% of the inpatients they have right now at Gallipolis are in there for COVID. So, that's a pretty good
about
size.
50%.
Yeah, almost 50%. So, I know it's easy to be oblivious to it because we're going on, we're living our life, all like that. I think we should, but it's out there.
Well, I just, as we reported earlier, we lost Colin Powell and the family came out and said he was fully vaccinated and, still
right. Well,
this happened.
I believe,
please be careful.
I believe that of the cases that Holzer is treating, about 80%, and that's a rough figure, were vaccinated. But that's scary. That means that people who have been vaccinated are also getting COVID.
There's a few still getting it.
But once again, everybody though is saying, and I hope they're right, that if you do have the vaccination and you do have one of those breakthrough cases, and they're becoming more frequent, it will not be as serious as it would have been if you would not have been vaccinated.
Correct.
And we know that with hospitalizations and even some COVID-related deaths, it can be serious.
Absolutely. And just, again, be careful. And, I have had so many people tell me that they've been mask shamed. And I'm like, don't do that. It's your choice if you don't want to wear one or you want to wear one. It's none of your business what other people do.
Right.
That's just Jen's, preach for the day.
Right. And,
should I get the finger out, James?
It's so simple. I mean, it is a health issue, not a political issue.
Correct. Who cares? If someone beside you has a mask on, who cares? Like, cool. Like, whatever. You do your thing. I'll do mine.
Right. The judgment shouldn't go either way.
Correct. Yep.
Before we get out of here, guys, let's give one more shout out to the Foothills Art Festival that wrapped up yesterday. We we announced all the award winners last Friday, I guess it was, but there was one more award. That was the People's Choice Award that people voted on throughout the week. So that wasn't announced until the show closed on Sunday. So here is the People's Choice Award winner.
Yeah, Ethan.
Is that a turkey?
It is a turkey.
That's
cool.
one of the Michael boys right there. And that's Matt Wilson with him.
That piece was entitled Major Tom.
I love it.
And so you can tell why people like that so much.
Yeah, he does. Ethan's doing this crazy wood burning stuff with stain and just unbelievable things. So good job. That's awesome.
Right. And I don't know whether you had a chance to go, Jennifer, but if you walk through the Foothills Art Festival, and I didn't do it, I just couldn't do it, and you're trying to pick one as your People's Choice.
No way.
I don't know how you do it.
And then one other thing that I want to report in regards to how many pieces of artwork had ducks in them.
Okay. How many?
So there was one duck, there was 2 swans, 1 herring, and a few other songbirds. Oh, and that turkey, and I think there's maybe one other turkey too, but there was only one actual duck that I could find.
Okay, and a partridge and a pear tree.
Right, and who says that art is for the birds?
That's right. Pete, you're so funny.
All right.
All right, well, well, let's get the heck out of here for the day. We hope that you've enjoyed your Monday with us here on the morning show, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. Do we have a guest tomorrow, James?
Not tomorrow.
Okay,
I
but
think
Wednesday.
You're stuck with me tomorrow.
Oh, goody. We'll blab about. Oh, so James will be so excited to talk about this tomorrow. Did you know that Dolly Parton uses many, now we all know how pretty Dolly Parton is. Most of her beauty regimen comes from drugstores and is under $20, and I have the skinny on it right here.
Okay.
So
that's news you can use.
It is. If it works for Dolly, I'm in.
Okay, right.
So there you go. Stay tuned tomorrow. Find out Dolly Parton's healthcare beauty regimen.
Right. I remember Dolly Parton on black and white TV with Porter Wagner.
Yes.
So whatever she's doing, it works.
It's working. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Beautiful, beautiful weather in the forecast the next couple of days. So just get out and enjoy it. Take a hike. I was in Hocking Hills over the weekend. It was just gorgeous. The leaves are starting to change, and man, it just isn't getting any prettier.
Go do it. Your days are numbered. I hate to say that.
They are. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.